Welcome, people of the World Wide Web. It's Cypher Sigma, and we've got another pickup video. So I'm going to give a little bit of background to this video. So it's been payday, and I wanted to try something. So a few channels have been out there. I'm sure, like people like Retro Rick, and I think it's TMV and stuff. Like go and buy stuff, trade it in, get a bit of profit. So I did just that. Today I went to Game. They had a game sale 3 for 2, so I started looking through that, and the best is, so it took me the best part of an hour to scan probably about 50 to 60 games. I found a few that worked, give me a little bit of profit, not loads, and I purchased. I think I spent all the games individually were like $17.99 each. So I think it works out. It's like £56 if you bought them all individually. If going off their prices, obviously it was 3 for 2, so I only paid 36 or 35.98. But obviously when they put these pre-owned discs in, they decided to seal up the cases. So it took me, because this is in my JD Sports within my hometown, and it's downstairs in Tesco. I had to go up, and I went and did some other ones. And as I was going there, I was peeling the labels off, like, why has he done this? Pulled all the disc out, and one of them had 2 massive scratches on it. Now, obviously, I bought these in the plan to trade them in, and that I didn't want to run the risk of any profit that I would have done, so I took the disc back and said, you know, it's got scratches on it. I know it's pre-owned, but I don't value the chance of that playing. Kind of not lied, but it wouldn't be accepted by CEX. There was obviously reasonable doubt that it might not work, and the person said, he goes, oh, sorry, there's scratches on it, we don't have a cleaner, take it home, if it don't work, bring it back. And I'm like, well, I'm not going all the way back to come all the way back into town, because I only come in town once a month. So we said I could swap it. So it was brilliant. So I started looking through, and I found another game that wasn't where the 3 for 2 offer is. So I looked it up. I would have got even more profit out of it. I thought, brilliant. Went to the case to him. Could he find a disc? No. So I'm doing well, 2 for 2. So obviously it's an offer, so I need to get a third one. So I go back, find, I think it's Need for Speed Hot Pursuit. That was the same price as the other game that had the scratches on it. Got it, brilliant. Yeah, and it spent the best part of an hour. Obviously CX took them all in, brilliant. How much did I earn? £7. Like, was it worth my time? Probably not. Obviously, I did come across a few of the games in the game that wasn't there. I now know is worth quite a bit of money, so it's to look out for. And I think this is it. I'm not really going to be a major lookout for loads of games and sell them on and stuff. It takes a lot of time and effort, and I already have that kind of knowledge with DVDs and stuff. And that's taken many, many years to kind of know what's valuable and stuff. Anyway, by the by, I digress. So I took it in. Obviously, I had the 2 games, which were worth, it was worth 43 in total. Obviously, I only paid 36, so I got £7 bonus. What will I do with my money? I bought this massive stack. Now, I have almost 20 quid voucher on top of this, so I didn't spend it all. So, but I bought quite a bit. So the first one is obviously Blu-ray edition. This is Lethal Weapon Season 1 and 2. I think it was cancelled after Season 3 because this bloke here in real life wasn't quite the nicest to some of his cast members and stuff. So I think there is but for £8, obviously it's Blu-ray, and it's an action kind of one that I've not. My dad watched it. He wrote. So I'm quite looking forward to watching that. I think it might be quite a fun laugh. This I saw at the cinema a fair while back, Mile 22. I thought it was quite a good. It was an alright film, good concept. Could have done with a second. I thought it deserved a second one, but I mean, £1.50, can't go wrong there for that one. So Mile 22. So this one I bought for me and my wife. We do like the thrillers and that. It's A Touch of Cloth. Obviously, this is the spoof of like thrillers and that. I've seen a few clips when it first came out on TV, but I'd never watched it, and I thought it seemed quite funny. So I'm quite looking forward to watching this. So probably expect to see, look at what I'm watching this to pop up. Then there's this film Solace with Anthony Hopkins and Colin Farrell. It's a kind of serial killer and some veteran FBI detective and his younger ambition partner enlist the help of a recluse retired civilian analyst to help solve a series of bizarre murders. There we go. So obviously, I think he's a cop, and obviously he's a senior thing. So sounds interesting enough. And again, £1.50, you can't really go wrong there. Never heard of the film or that, but it's got quite good actors in it. Then there's this, not a very good film. I totally agree. Probably people like shouting at me, "Why are you paying £4?" I've got all the other ones on Blu-ray. This fits in the set. I've only seen it once. I didn't think it was great. There was a lot of lost opportunities there, but I think I want to give this... I want it in the collection anyway, and I definitely want to give it a second watch. I definitely will want to keep it in watch, because obviously we only have Aquaman and Shazam left, and then technically this universe is done and dusted, and obviously from what I'm hearing, Shazam isn't doing very well already in America, so it would definitely be good to have these on hand to review them all, to see what happens of when they kind of go to this new continuum stuff. So yeah, so £4 is what it is. I couldn't find a cheap version on DVD, so but I'm happy with the Blu-ray. This one, a bit of a chip flicky one, Lessons in Love. My missus does like Pierce Brosnan a little bit, or we were talking about Pierce Brosnan the other day, and it's kind of a romance one, so it's quite good. Again, never heard of it. Seemed quite interesting. As you'll know from my collection, I watch anything and everything. This one I've heard a lot of buzz from, never even seen it, but I'm quite Crazy Rich Asians. Again, good for one to watch with the wife. No, it's about crazy families and obviously Crazy Rich Asians. Interested, it got a lot of buzz, which I see. Obviously, it's got Shang-Chi, the bloke who plays Shang-Chi, Simon Chu, in this as well. So, man, there's quite a few actors and actresses that I know who are in this. So, I'm quite looking forward to seeing that. And then almost last one. So there's this one, Audrey Tautou, Beautiful Lies. It's a French one subtitled. So never seen much of her. I know she was in one of Dan Brown's adapted books to films. I can't remember what one it was in. It skips my name, but you know the famous Darren Brown books with Robert Langdon. For some reason I can tell you that he had a Mickey Mouse watch, but I can't remember the name of the films. But she was in one of them. She was also in Amelie, which I watched last year, which is on my top 100 movies to watch, and it really surprised me and really liked it. So I got this, and I'm quite like it. Obviously, it's subtitles, and this is when I watch it with myself. I'll watch it, but I'm quite intrigued to watch it. I do quite like her as an actress, so we shall see. And then the last two, talking about the top 100 movies, I'm down to my scratch board has 15, I want to say, films left to watch. I own 3 of those. So Seven Samurai I have to watch, Moonlight and City of God, which leaves 15. So those 3 leave, or was it 15? Okay, I'm around that figure anyway. I'm around 15. It might be 16. That probably would make sense. So that would leave me with 13 left after I take those. Then I've got these 2, the Pianist even, and the Lawrence of Arabia. Obviously, bit weird films like these are on the list, so this is why I've got these. I was hoping to get Citizen Kane and No Country for Old Men, because they were on there, but unfortunately they were not in stock when I went in there. So those 4 would have meant I only had 9 films left to get. But I'm going to do some looking online and try and get those ones. But I would say next few months I should have the top 100 list watched, or at least owned, and then it's down to watching them. So yeah, so I imagine these are long, probably quite hard watches. Obviously I watched Amadeus, which was on my list, and that was quite a hard watch. But Seven Samurai is my next one on the list. It's 3.5 hours. I like Japanese subtitled stuff, but 3.5 hours is going to be quite a hard slog. So yeah, so that was my pickup. I think it worked out about just under £24 for the lot of them. So I thought it was quite good. My CX isn't always the best. They don't have a lot. Over Christmas period, it gets ransacked, whether they move the stock to certain stores or they try and clear a load out. And they're very, very slow at filling up. It won't be for another few months now until they're really bulked up. So obviously I would normally get bigger batches of this and maybe more well-known films, but I like picking up the odd films, and that obviously having over 4,000 movies and DVDs and series in your collection, it's good to get the odd ones, and obviously completing the top 100 films is the best. Anyway, that was my pickup. The video's a little bit longer than I expected, and yeah, the story of obviously, you know, it is obviously, say several of those films, like £7 worth, so probably like 4 or 5 films are free technically because I did the little offer and obviously I had the voucher. So yeah, you know, it is worth it, but it does take a bit of time to learn it. So, you know, live and learn. £7, still £7 that I haven't had to pay for. But anyway, I digress. Hope you enjoyed the video, latest pickup. There's definitely more to come as it's payday and that, but I'll Sigma and I'll see you next one.